Maybe the biggest entry into the transfer portal, Alabama safety Caleb Downs has officially entered the transfer portal. True freshman for Alabama this year, the highest rated safety recruit since Derwin James, I believe in 2018 or something like that, or 2015 might have been. He proved why he was the highest rated safety recruit in about a decade with what he did this year. He was an All-American for us this year, first team All-American as a true freshman, 88.9 coverage grade. That was fourth among FBS safeties, top 10 overall grade as well. And another thing that makes him very valuable in the transfer portal, Dalton, you have to play at least 2 more years of college football because obviously only a true freshman this year. So I think he's probably the best safety in the country heading into next season. Now he's entering the transfer portal. This is a massive, massive addition to the portal.
Yeah, I agree. And his emergence on the back end for them, when you talk about they lost Brian Branch and they lost Jordan Battle to the NFL, there was a real question about what was going on with Alabama at safety, and he just glued the whole thing together. He was, yeah. I think, considering the opposition, the SEC having to step in for Alabama, I think he was the best safety in the country, and I believe he led them in snaps played. He was durable as a freshman. He just executed at such a high level. It was unbelievable to me. He's the reason you knew you had McKinstry and Arnold stepped up, but he's the reason that Alabama is maybe the best, or one of at least the 2 best secondaries in the country, along with Michigan. I think you could make an argument, even though we've seen like Dylan Gabriel and Quinshon Judkins and a lot of really, really good players go into the portal. You could make an argument that Caleb Downs is the single best player, especially with getting 2 years of him, that has entered the transfer portal this offseason at any position.
Absolutely. So, yeah, there's kind of really 2 schools that have kind of emerged as the favorites for Caleb Downs right now. One of them is Ohio State. Now, there were stories written in the last couple of weeks or so before Caleb Downs entered the transfer portal that he started following a bunch of Ohio State players and coaches, and they followed him back, and people were kind of speculating then as like, okay, Nick Saban's gone. Does that mean Caleb Downs is going to enter the portal? So now that he is in the portal, Ohio State obviously is one of those schools to keep an eye on, with Caleb Downs obviously following all those players and those players all following him. I love the social media stories that you get just from players following each other. I think it is always so funny to me. But the other school I want to bring up with him is Georgia, who just hired Alabama's secondary coach, Travaris Robinson, excuse me. They hired him as the co-defensive coordinator at Georgia. So if Downs had a close relationship with Robinson, he could go to Georgia and form one of the best safety duos maybe we've ever seen with Malachi Starks, man. Oh my gosh, that'd be disgusting with him. But yeah, I think those are the 2 schools that kind of, I think, are the favorites for him right now. And out of those 2 schools, which one do you think is like a better fit for Caleb Downs?
I don't think fit matters for Caleb Downs. Yeah. I think you put him on any team in the country, and he's immediately the star. But I think I'm with you. The idea of seeing him play a whole, maybe even 2 seasons together with Starks, I don't even know at that point what you would do to make big plays against Georgia. I mean, if we ever, you're talking about probably the 2 best safeties in the country playing side by side. I mean, I would not know how to go about attacking Georgia if they had both of those guys. But I don't think it sounds funny. I don't think there's like, a fit. You move things out of the way to get Caleb Downs into your lineup. I don't think that he could walk into any school in the country and go, hey, I'm coming here, and you immediately, okay, you're in. That's it. You're free safety, 1, boom, lock it in. We're good. Our secondary is immediately an elite unit with this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And also Ohio State, too. Lathan Ransom announced that he's coming back to Ohio State. So even if he goes to Ohio State, it'll still be a really lethal safety duo with him. And they have Sonny Styles as well. Sonny Styles is like a top 10 recruit coming out of high school. He plays safety for them now as well. So if he goes to either of those places, it would still be a very, very good duo and probably the best duo in the country, mainly because of Caleb Downs. Man, if he goes to Georgia, Malachi Starks is probably going to be the top safety in next year's draft. Caleb Downs is going to be the top safety in the 2026 NFL draft. Like, you got the best safety in the next 2 drafts. Man, that would be disgusting.